Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Spiritual Sanctuary Wisdom for the Divine Feminine. I'm grateful that you're here with me today. My name is Bertena, and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about a very powerful topic. We're going to be diving into shadow work, embodiment, and how the descent into our inner world is not only healing, but it's foundational for the Priestess Path. Today, I'm inviting you into a deeper understanding of your shadow. I'm inviting you to take a more compassionate relationship with your inner world and going to provide you with a set of practices that you can begin using today to truly embody this work. So let's take a breath in, exhale. Let's arrive in our body and let's begin. To understand embodied shadow work, we first need to understand what shadow work actually is. Shadow work is misunderstood so many times. Many people think it's about digging up trauma, and it's not. It's not about reliving pain. It's not about fixing yourself. Your shadow is simply a part of you that you've pushed away. It's the emotions that you've learned to hide, the truths that you were told were too much, the desires that you felt shame around, the intuition that you didn't trust, and the power that you were afraid to claim. The shadow forms anytime when your inner world hears, this part of me is not safe, this part of me is not acceptable, and this part of me will not be loved. And we hear that so many times within our lives. You're too loud, you're too smart, you're too this, and you're too that. And it's used so much just to control, just to dim our light. And with the Priestess Path, the ancient path of feminine wisdom, it asks us to reclaim these parts, to walk towards them instead of turning away. A priestess is a woman who meets truth. She does not bypass it. She does not numb it. She does not hide it from herself. She becomes whole by integrating all of who she is, not just the light, not just the beautiful parts, but the forgotten parts, the frightened parts, the powerful parts, and even the parts that she never let herself express before. Shadow work is not extra on the priestess, it is the priestess path. Now, one of the most beautiful things about the priestess traditions is that we do not fear the dark, we honor it. And in every goddess story, we see a descent. Anana removes the 7 layers of her identity as she descends until nothing false remains. Persephone descends unwillingly, but rises transformed, and she becomes queen of the underworld. Isis travels through shadow realms to find her husband that was scattered and lost, and Hecate presides over crossroads, liminality, and shadow wisdom. Now, these stories are not accidental, they are initiations, and they are metaphors for the inner work that every priestess must do. That is one of the reasons why we do the 52 weeks of goddess studies, because the inner work that we do as a priestess comes through that. So to walk the priestess path, you learn to walk into the inner world with courage. You stop abandoning yourself when things get uncomfortable. You meet the truth instead of performing perfection. You hold space for your own emotions and you reclaim your power where you once hid it. This descent is not punishment, it's preparation. It is what strengthens a priestess. It's what refines our intuition. It deepens our compassion and it awakens our feminine authority. And the shadow takes you to the truth, and the truth is where the priestess is born. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions about shadow work is the belief that it's all mental, that journaling alone is enough, that thinking deeply will transform us. But your shadow doesn't live in your mind, it lives in your body. Your shadow's in your breath, your posture, your shoulders, your throat, your stomach, your womb, and your nervous system. Every time you tighten, or you shut down, or you freeze, or you overreact, or you disconnect, your shadow is speaking. So, if you want to truly integrate your shadow, you have to involve your body. This is where the priestess becomes powerful. A priestess is not just spiritually awakened, she is embodied. She is rooted. She feels her intuition. She senses truth in her bones, and she carries wisdom in her body. Shadow work becomes transformational when it becomes embodied, which means you breathe it, you feel it, you move with it. Sometimes you even soften into it. Sometimes you allow it to be, and sometimes you even listen to it. And this is what creates actual change. This is what heals, and this is what really strengthens your priestess path. So let's go ahead and do a mini practice, a somatic descent. I'm just going to plug in here in a little, and right here. On Tuesdays at 7 o'clock, I do somatic yoga. I teach that on Zoom. That is part of releasing your shadow self. It is part of shadow work. So feel free to join us. Everything's on bertena.org. So, okay, let's all get settled. Let's take in a deep breath. And if it's safe, place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. Allow your breath to slow. Imagine you're dropping your awareness into your pelvis, down into your womb, down into the quiet place inside of you. Allow your shoulders to relax. Breathe in, breathe out. Now I want you to ask yourself gently, what emotion am I holding today? I don't want you to ask why it's here or how you fix it. Just ask, what am I holding? Take a deep breath and let the emotion soften. And let your body speak. Now quietly say, I am safe to feel this. I am safe to feel this. This one sentence alone can change everything, because most shadows formed in moments when you felt unsafe to feel. If you would like to write down some notes, how you're feeling or anything, this is great. But also would like to share some action practices with you. You can always do a 1-minute body scan and just ask, where do you feel sensation? Just notice it, but don't judge. Is it an emptiness in your womb, a heaviness on your heart? In your morning routine, you can ask yourself, what emotion am I avoiding? Many times within our sleep, things are revealed to us, and in the early morning is the best time to really scan your body, scan your heart. and ask yourself some true questions. You can also look in the mirror when you're getting ready in the morning and ask, I see you, and I'm not turning away. You are seen, and you are loved. You can always do 3 deep breaths into your womb, expanding your stomach. Exhale. Breathe in again. This is a great thing to do in front of your shadow altar space. You can spend a couple of minutes lighting your candle, turning into your world, breathing, maybe pulling a card and asking your deck what truth wants to be integrated today. Each of these small, simple practices create enormous transformation when done consistently. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to hear your intuition again. You become emotionally sovereign and you step deeper into your priestess path. So gently before we leave, close your eyes and imagine walking down a staircase into your inner temple. Beautiful warm light, soft shadows, safety. You notice a woman standing in the center, and it's your shadow priestess. It's your inner guide for today. And she asks, what part of you wants to come home? What part of you wants to come home? Let an image or a feeling or even a memory arise. Envision her placing her hands over your heart and whispering, you're not broken. You are returning. Take a deep breath and just let the truth settle into your body. Now, in closing, I'd like to invite you to continue the journey with me. If this podcast has stirred something inside of you, if you're ready to walk deeper into your own truth, your own emotional wisdom, and your own priestess power, I'm inviting you to join me in multiple occasions. On December 4th, I'll have a free intro class to talk about shadow work and the Priestess Path. It's free and it's on Zoom at 7 p.m. I have a paid class on December 18th at 7 p.m. on Zoom, which is an embodying the shadow. It's a priestess activation that goes more into the somatic shadow practices. You can sign up at bertena.org or through yourcosmicconnections.com. But the thing is, though, there are other ways. We have the 52-week goddess practice that you can join at any time. That's on bertena.org. There is the level 1 class on what is a priestess. And that's the thing. There's so many classes, so many things that you can learn. There's books that you can read. There's things that you can practice on your own. You can spend time with other people, other women. And sometimes spending time as we have today really helps allow you to be brave enough to meet your shadow. I want to thank you for walking the priestess path. And I want you to notice how soft, how truthful, and how honest you were with yourself. Your shadow is not your weakness. It's your wisdom waiting to return. So until next time, blessings on your journey.